First hand we'll be looking at is from a $3,000 buy-in tournament. We'll be watching this player who has pocket kings and flops a set.
And he does make the call. The flop brings a set of kings for Ron. Gary with second pair. Check and check. Good checks by both. Ron disguises his hand, and Gary avoids trouble for now. But he does bet 2,000 on the turn. Right play, wrong time. I feel badly for Gary, and I can totally relate. Well, Ron's obviously not folding here. Just a question of how much he wants to raise it.
Raise.
And that amount is 5,000 total.
Majors cold 4-bets pre and then fairly quickly checks back on the flop. This definitely isn't an immediate check, but considering it's a 4-bet spot, it's pretty quick for the situation. Most players, especially more recreational ones, will not want to potentially communicate weakness by quickly checking back in a big pot when they're the aggressor. A few things to note here. This was a 4-bet pot, which makes it more likely to have interesting and reliable behavior than would a standard single raise spot. If this were a single raise pot, it wouldn't be too hard to imagine Majors checking back a hand like pocket jacks here. It's harder to imagine him doing that in a big pot like this. Most people just won't want to communicate weakness with a quick check. Even when they do have a weaker hand, they will be checking back with. Majors raise the turn. This is part of a common pattern for recreational players who flopped very well, quickly checking the flop and then giving significant action later in the hand. Not all quick checks from preflop aggressors will be strong hands, but the quick check should alert you to start thinking about that possibility. In this hand, you'd have to ask yourself, what range of hands would this player cold 4-bet with preflop, check with on a king-queen X flop, and then raise with on an inconsequential seeming turn? For recreational players, it'll often be a flop set, and a quick check makes this even more likely.